By the way, you got a couple of special visitors with you ahead of the dawn service tomorrow, mate.
Yes, we have. We've got a couple of mates around here, and we're going tomorrow morning. We're off to Queanbeyan, but then we're driving back up to the Central Coast. God helps, it's only a 4.5-hour drive, Paul, and we only got down from the Central Coast.
What about your daughter and granddaughter? Didn't they surprise you tonight?
They did surprise me tonight, but I don't know how. I don't know whether their resilience will stand up to the temperature differential
Yes.
at the Queanbeyan march at the dawn service tomorrow.
Yes,
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, my kids are apparently absolutely certain that they're going to wake up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think we all know what's going to really happen. I'll meet you at Macca's a couple of hours later. All right.
That's right.
Let's talk about China. Let's talk about the Prime Minister today saying that if there was any sort of naval base, that's a red line. That's interpreted tonight, again, on the 6 p.m. news as a sort of Cuban Missile Crisis level thing. How do we make sure that the relationship with Solomon Islands and China doesn't become one where they can turn civilian infrastructure into military infrastructure, Jim?
It's going to be very, very difficult, extraordinarily difficult. Russia and China have worked together for years and years and years on being able to deploy their forces in a very covert manner, to deploy very significant forces, aircraft, out of 40-foot containers, anti-aircraft missiles out of 40-foot containers. I'm not saying this is how it's going to go. The Prime Minister has implied that this is going to be a red line for us. We've got to be very careful on red lines. We've seen red lines which have failed miserably in the Middle East when President Obama drew a red line over the use of chemical weapons in the Middle East and then didn't act on it. We've got to stick by. I reckon, Paul, we have got to continue to use diplomacy as our first line of defence. We've got to continue to make sure that our allies remain engaged. We have really got to continue to recognise the fact that the economy, economic power, financial power and military power is what you fall back on when everything else has failed. And that's this government, as I say time and time again, this government has been a fabulous government in relation to defence, particularly when we compare it to the Rudd-Gillard-Rudd years. We have done an extraordinary job in what we've actually achieved and the processes that we've started. But we're only part of the way down the track. We've got to get very, very strong, because only when you're strong can you enforce any red lines at all.